the realm of the academia, I've witnessed a lot of positive transformation, especially when the good people are in power. As they say, when the good people are in power, the people rejoice. Dr. Perpetua Tanya, popularly known as Pepsi, the one-time head of the Department of Social Works, University of Nigeria in Suka, stands as a beacon of excellence with her scholarly pursuits, illuminating paths towards social betterment. With a PhD in social work, specializing in social gerontology, Bloom's dedication transcends borders, bridging continents through her impactful research. As a distinguished research fellow at the University of the Free State, South Africa, and a vital member of the Gender and Development Policy Center at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Bloom's contribution to understanding and advocating for the elderly population are unparalleled. From unraveling the complexities of AIDS epidemic's impact on older persons in Cameroon to championing innovative solutions like adult daycare for caregivers. Bloom's work transcends mere academic pursuits, embodying a profound commitment to uplifting communities across Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa. A holistic approach, blending qualitative and quantitative methodologies, underscores her tireless dedication to comprehensive understanding and sustainable change. Beyond her scholarly endeavors, Bloom is a lovely mother of 8 children and a grandmother to one beautiful damsel. Her vibrant spirit shines through her love for swimming, dancing, cooking, and networking, encapsulating a multifaceted brilliance that inspires admiration and celebration. In an interview with My School News TV, Pepsi revealed how she was able to attain success as well as some personal information about herself. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome Pepsi. So we are with the popularly known Pepsi. Wow, you'll be shocked I'm calling her Pepsi. Is this a brand? Is this a person or what? So I'm going to be letting her, at least give us a glimpse as an introductory remark why she prefers to be called Pepsi than her real name, which is Dr. Perpetua Tanyi.
Good afternoon, Sidga. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hope you're having a wonderful time.
It's really cozy here.
Okay, you want to know why I'm called Pepsi?
Yes.
Okay, it's just a pet name. I want my undergraduate, all my students to call me Pepsi. Because when I started working, when you start teaching, you want to prove that you're tough, you're unique. And I just realized that in that toughness, students were so scared of me. When I come to class, they don't even listen to me. They'll just want this lecture to end. And at the end of the semester, most of the students didn't pass my course.
Oh my.
They failed. And my lecturer called me, my boss now called me and said, you cannot teach a class and 70% will fail. There's a problem. So they asked the students, they say, we are so scared of her. Oh, when she enters the class, there's so much tension in the class. So my boss now told me that you must have to make it, that you're a likable person, but then you must have to make the students to like you. Because students don't like you, they'll be so tense in class and they'll not understand what you're teaching. So at some point I began to ask, what am I going to do? He said, do you have a pet name? I said, I have a pet name, Pepsi. So he said, try that one. So I went to class that morning. I went with sweets. I went with chocolate. I went with a lot of things. So I now told them, I said, hi everyone. They were surprised because each time I enter the class, good afternoon. How are you guys doing today? I'm going to take you introduction to social work. So they were now wondering, they said, why is she feeling so free today? And I now told them,
this special day
is to know that you guys are my friends and we are going to retake this introductory course because I taught them introduction to social work. Because I realized that 70% of you guys failed the course. And I know you guys are smart guys. Nobody in this class is a dull fellow. And they were so happy. They shouted, yo.
Oh my.
And I told them that this issue of calling me Dr. Tanyi, Dr. Perpetua, I think I don't like it. I don't like titles. And I want people to call me by my pet name. They said pet name. I said, I want you to call me Pepsi. One boy got up saying, Ma, you actually mean that you meet you on the road and call me Pepsi. I said, that is it. If you don't call me Pepsi, I'm going to have problems. So that's how the name started. Initially, it was very difficult for them to call me Pepsi, but they got fond of it. And if you see anybody call me Pepsi, I taught that student.
Wow.
Yes, all over the world, anywhere I go. Anybody calls me Pepsi, I'll just like, did I teach you? They say yes, they taught me. So that is it. So that is how the name originated.
Okay, guys, so let's go into the interview with Pepsi. I feel more relaxed calling you Pepsi, so I think I understand how it worked for them right now.
Yes.
Yes, if I am not mistaken, you celebrated your birthday recently.
Yes.
How was it?
Beautiful. I celebrated it here.
Yeah.
Few friends. Actually, I don't celebrate my birthdays because it always falls in Lent. And I always tell them, I can't celebrate this birthday in Lent. There's no one who celebrate it
This year?
So a few of my friends took me. Okay, I think I'm going to share some of the videos with you.
Okay.
Yeah. A few of my friends took me here and we had fun. We really had fun. It was a good day.
So when last did you have such kind of fun?
Actually, this year has actually been so lovely because in February, I celebrated the birthday of Professor El Anaswi. He's a popular artist. I mean, he's an international figure and he has played a major role in my life. So I decided to celebrate El Anaswi, and it was still in this hotel. As a matter of fact, I wore this trouser and this shirt on that day.
That's indeed.
Yes, I put on a white t-shirt because we actually made t-shirts for him celebrating El Anaswi, and we celebrated it here. So this year has actually been very busy. We celebrated El's birthday. Actually, his birthday is 4th, but we decided to do it on the 1st because some people were going to Ghana on the 2nd. So guess what? I slept here that day because we finished late. And on the 2nd in the morning, I was called that my daughter is in labor. So I ran from here to the hospital, and that's where I got married here.
Okay, congratulations, Ma. Congratulations. This little girl is so adorable.
You love
I
her?
must say that is really...
You have to.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really adorable. So can we know your values?
When you talk about values, actually, you're interested in knowing the kind of things that guide my actions,
Yes.
my beliefs, my behavior.
Yes, things that interest you a lot.
You're talking about a social worker. And most of the values that guide the social work profession those are the values that guide my action, my beliefs, and my behavior. And the first thing I want to talk about is integrity. I value integrity because if you don't value integrity, there are a lot of things that you will not do. You will not treat people well. You understand? So because I value integrity, I treat people so nicely. I think about their well-being. I go as far as trying to solve some problems if I can solve them. You understand? So one of my greatest values is integrity. And if you don't have integrity, you cannot be honest.
Very true.
You can't be honest, and you will not be doing a lot of things. And if you don't have integrity, you will not keep to your promises. You make promises, you will not keep to your promises. You will not keep to deadlines because you don't have integrity. After all, anything goes.
Yeah.
You understand? So another value that I really like is compassion. If you're not compassionate, as a matter of fact, as a social worker, a trained social worker, I have a PhD in social work. If you're not compassionate, you cannot do this profession very well. So because I have that compassion, I treat people well, I do my work well. And it has also guided me in a lot of things, my private life, in my job, and in 1 or 2 leadership positions that I've held in the country. And then another value that I also like is responsibility. If you don't value responsibility, you cannot be responsible. You won't take responsibility to keep deadlines. You won't take responsibility to do your job. You won't take responsibility to carry out your function in the university or anywhere that you find yourself. So there are a lot of, you have courage, you have the family. Okay, I also value family. Well, remember I told you I'm a mother of 8?
Yes.
A single mother of 8. I know you'll be wondering, how is she taking care of 8 children?
I mean,
If you don't have this compassion, if you don't love the family, you cannot take care of your family. I mean, family for me is number 1. I have respect for them. I find time, despite my very clustered schedule, I find time to sit with these children. I take them out for holidays. Let me shock you. We spent 3 days in this hotel. We spent our Christmas holiday here. I shared the video with you. That's what we
This is
spent.
wonderful.
And if you don't have love or value for your family, you can't find time to sit with them. Remember, the generation gap now is too much.
Very true.
Now you need to find time to.
And Gen Z,
Yeah, you need to find time to sit with these children, and then so that you teach them some generational values of things that is not. Most young people don't know about it now because the generational gap is too much. Parents don't love them. Their children anymore. Parents don't have time to sit with their children any longer. So it's a very, very big.
Okay, ma. So talking about social works, what inspired you to go for social works?
Actually, when I came to Nigeria, I didn't want to study social work. What you don't know that I'm not a Nigerian.
I was going to ask that because you don't sound like one.
I'm born in Cameroon, but raised in Nigeria, and I've done most of my work in other parts of Africa. Never really gone to Europe because there's too much to be done in Africa. So all my life I've lived in Nigeria. I came to Nigeria at a very tender age. I don't want to tell you before you start counting how old I am. So actually, I didn't come to Nigeria to do social work, but I love social work with passion. I talk social work, I preach social work. Everything I do is social work, and I like it.
What's one thing about social work you love the most?
Helping people. It has given me the opportunity to put all my values in practice.
Okay, I think I'm getting more interested.
Yeah.
Just a little about your being the head of department. How does it feel to be a woman in power?
Wow. Are you telling me that I'm a woman in power?
What's the feeling like? I mean,
Well, for any woman in power, it's very challenging. It can be empowering too, if you actually know what you want to do. Challenging in the sense that because you're a woman, they want to marginalize you. Because you're a woman, especially if you are not from the same ethnic group, they want to marginalize you.
Very
You
true.
understand? Because you're a woman, you cannot sit on that table and men sit here. You understand? And you talk to them. But well, because I have some values that guide me, and because I was properly brought up, my father was a policeman. I'm a barracks girl.
Wow.
So I stood my ground. And because I preach peace, I told them that I didn't find myself in this position. I didn't even lobby. It wasn't even during my, it wasn't my turn to become head of department. The vice chancellor appointed me.
Wow.
And that is why I am the head of department. And I am sitting on the seat. You have to obey me. You're not obeying Pepsi. You're obeying the head of department. If you don't obey, it means that you're going against, you're disrespecting the vice chancellor of the university. I had it very rough. A lot of challenges. You come to meetings, some people shout at you. But I told you, because I have some values that guide my profession, I stood my ground. And that And I also use that position to empower people, especially my students. And it must surprise you that my students gave me a title name, which I don't even know how to pronounce. But, and that title name, Kibia one of social work. And that name has brought me so much problems. And I even told you people should come and take it. Do you know that when these students gave me that title, somebody walked up to me. They took my title and gave to you. I said, I don't even need it. Come and carry it. I don't need it. Come and carry it. You know, so I use my position to empower my students. I use it to influence a lot of policies in the department.
Okay.
And it's good. Oh, this is one of my inspiration areas. I used to just come put my leg on the pool, in the water, and I swim, but I still use the tube.
So I realized that you found it a bit difficult to, pronounce this title. Can you speak the Igbo language?
You do?
Odima?
Good. I know a little bit of Igbo language. I understand it. You can't just cheat me. I've lived here for close to 20 years, so I should be able to speak the language.
Okay, so what motivated the, innovations and achievements you had as a head of department?
Because I have integrity, because I'm responsible, because I'm courageous, because I like growth, and because I have value for the family. I just felt that if you're given an assignment, you must try as possible to bring change so that posterity will remember you. It's not about just come, sit, and go. Well, I'm not saying that the past heads of departments did not do anything. When people come to the office, they have their priority.
Very true.
And I had always told my friends, I said, if I have an opportunity, I'm going to build a department of social work. Build a building and name it Department of Social Work, because I didn't like our general office. So my students can testify to you. So when I came in, the first thing I wanted to do was to renovate that office, because I felt we needed a place to sit and work and do research and look for funds to build our own building. So the first thing I did when I came was that I had a team. Because remember that when you're made a leader, you cannot work with everybody. Not everybody wants to. So because I had stayed in the department for a very long time, I knew people that have passion for that department, and I selected my people. I actually had committees that I was working with, but I had few people that I could call at any time and they would come out. So I worked with them. But there's one thing I did that everybody frowned at, but they are very happy about it today, was that when I took the decision to renovate the department, I didn't tell anybody. Because I knew that if I tell people, they'll start telling me, why don't you wait, why don't you do? So I now decided, I just got the person who would do the job. We came on his phone and said, how long will it take you to break down this place? Because we had some, how do they call it again? Plywood that separated the office. He said, if you give me 2 weeks, pay me, I'll do it. I said, sure, 2 weeks. Say yes. I said, when are you? He said, I can start now. My boys are downstairs. I said, okay. I called the secretary. Can you please come and remove some very important documents? The secretary actually had passion for social work. He's not a social worker, but he didn't like the fact that the department was like that. So he actually came and removed those documents. We break down those prefabs that day. Wow. And we locked the place. So the man told me that when he's working, he don't like people to be coming in and out, that they distract him. I said, no, but some people have to come in to pack the books. They have documents here. We'll come with bags and pack the books. Say, okay, only those people. So they came and packed the books. I didn't tell people. People will come want to enter the office. I said, no, you can't enter this office. I'm busy. Okay, so for 2 weeks, the last 2 days, the man was supposed to finish. He said, Madam, I don't want you to come here. I said, well, it's because it's my final stage of my work. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I don't have any problem with that.
More like he wants to surprise you.
He finished it. He put the wallpapers. We didn't talk about the wallpapers, but when he finished his work, he felt we needed wallpaper. He just did it and posted and sent it to me. And he said, okay, you can come. It was a Sunday and Wednesday when I entered this beautiful place. Then we had old chairs and tables there. The tables were still good, but I needed something new and modern. So I told him that I need 2 long conference tables and 40 seats. When do you deliver? He said, I have the seats, but the tables, I can deliver them on Thursday. I said, I want you to bring in all the things on Sunday so that by Monday, it will be a surprise package.
Oh my.
And so that was it. He brought it on Sunday and packaged it. So when I came that Sunday afternoon, I just videoed the place, the space, the new space. I just put it on my status. And the Vice Chancellor called me. You are a head of department? You traveled? You didn't take permission? I said, excuse me, sir, I didn't travel.
Oh my, this is the best surprise, I believe.
I can see videos of yours. I said, I'm in Suka, this is the Department of Social Work. He said, excuse me, I said, this is the Department of Social Work. You know, he said, I can't believe you. I said, I'm just telling you the truth. So the following day, I now invited the dean. The dean came. When the dean came, he said, my vice chancellor must see this. He came with the vice chancellor, and the vice chancellor was very happy about it. And He said, you know the difference between this place and my office? The difference between this place and my office is that your space is smaller. But how did you get the funds to do this?
Exactly. That was going to be my next question. You know.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I can't tell you my source because if I give you my source, you will go there and will not give me money again. That's what I told him. I told him, if I can't tell you my source, if I give you my source, you would go there. And my money will be small. He said, but I like what you have done.
So the funding were not internal.
Talking about funding, you know the university actually gives some what they call DTLC. It's a small amount of money that the university gives to run the department. Okay. You understand? Well, that money comes in maybe 4 times quarterly, comes in 4 times in a year. And so, where I got money, I'm telling you this now because it's going public and I want people to know about it.
Okay.
We have fieldwork dues. Fieldwork dues. Students pay some amount of money.
Yeah.
Remember, I was head of department in 2020. And so we had coronavirus. There was this epidemic in 2020.
It was.
So students could not go to the field.
Okay.
So my predecessor handed over about 900,000 or so to me. So I had some money in the coffers. I said, now students are not going for field work. What am I going to do with this money? Is it just to keep it there in the department? That was where I got the inspiration to start this project, to change the department. So I used that money, and then students came back and still paid for field work, hoping that they'll be allowed to go to the field. You understand? And the epidemic was still much. People were not moving. And this very important one, I thought of something. I've visited some African countries, and it's not in every situation where students go for field work. Students don't go for field work when it's winter.
Yeah.
They don't go for field work.
Wow.
When it's an epidemic, they don't go for field work. You understand? So they have what they call innovative fieldwork practice. The innovative fieldwork practice is a situation where you bring in the social workers to talk to students about contemporary issues. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is what I did. I wrote a letter to the Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor had actually said departments should just find a way to see that students don't go to the field or students don't lose a year. Oh. So I took advantage of that and I wrote a letter to the Vice Chancellor and I told him about innovative fieldwork practice, that we can actually bring our social workers from different agencies, from Enugu, from Lagos, from Oka, so that, because these are places that our students go to do field work, you understand? So they'll come and talk to our students. They'll have this imaginary problem and they'll handle it. And so the Vice Chancellor approved it. So I used part of the money to pay the people who came to talk to our students. I used part of the money to entertain our students, you understand?
Yeah.
And so they came and we had this innovative, we want to sit down.
I think I like this class.
So we had this innovative fieldwork practice, which was good. Some people criticized it, but I said, half a loaf is better than none. It is better that these students do something, because especially the first year students, why would you tell a student that you paid 5,000 and you didn't go to the field? Let them better do so they even have a result.
Okay.
Because if they don't go for field work, they cannot graduate.
Certainly.
They cannot graduate because it's our major course. So we use part of the money for that. And I took part of the money to run the department. That is how I got part of the funding to run the department. Remember, the university gives DTLC. It's an amount of money they give quarterly. So the money comes, at times it's 300,000, at times it's 250,000. Depends on the money that the university has. Remember that during that period, the federal government was not funding universities. So they were surviving on internally generated funds. We all knew about it. I knew about it. Why would I go and tell Vice Chancellor, give me funds when I know there's no funds. So I had to look for means to get money. You understand? Then I talked to some of my students, like Michael, their class, my most favorite class.
Wow.
Their class, they supported me a lot as Pepsi, not as a department. They told me very clearly, we are supporting you as Pepsi. We are not supporting the Department of Social because it's not our responsibility to support the department, but we want you to succeed. So one thing I want to tell you also is that you're in this profession. If it gets to funding, you should be very careful how you look for funds. Because somebody might be giving you money to place a trap on you. I am a victim. There was a student, she's a barrister, that sent 30,000 naira, just 30,000 naira, said, Pepsi, this is to support you. I was excited. I said, thank you very much. And we took the money and we used it in the department. There's something she wanted, which I said, no, I can't do this. It's unethical. I cannot do this. I didn't know she was bearing grudge. So when this present head of the department now came, they connived. They used it against me. And they said I was collecting money from students. I said I didn't collect money from students. Students gave me money to support me. Up to today, I have all the information about that woman. Every conversation I had with her, as if God wanted me to have the recording. They even called the woman. They said she gave me 30,000 to support the department. Because the head of the department said she wanted me to tell him all the ex-students who gave money. I said, no ex-student gave money. We didn't go for any fundraising. No ex-student gave money. But the students I taught, some of them supported me. And they're all working class students supported me. So he called that woman. They had already talked about it. And so they used it. A kangaroo panel was formed. He wrote a letter to the vice chancellor, and that the vice chancellor didn't even say anything about it. I'm happy this is coming up because it will go on air and people really hear it. So if you are searching for funds, be very careful who you collect money from, because some people might be giving you money to trap you. You understand? But after everything, I think my tenure I feel it was a success. People talk about it. And my students...
to have heard of you, it must have been a success.
For me, I know it's a success. My vice chancellor came 2-3 times to the department to say, you're doing well. You understand? My students now gave me that name, Wanyikai.
Wanyikai, yes.
And some people felt that I was not qualified to have the name. So I told the students, please, do you think I'm really qualified to? They said, you are the head of the department that we know. You are the head of the department that touched our lives. You transformed the department. We can even come and take pictures in our department. That before, we don't even come there. You had an open door policy. As a matter of fact, I only closed the door when it was too hot, that I have to put on the AC. Anytime a student comes, you have to see me. Why am I there without students? You understand? So the students, they gave me that title name. Some people felt it was, somebody walked up to me, they gave my title to you. I said, go and take it. I don't even need, tell them to give you the title. You understand what I'm saying? They say, why can't I be one of social work? So I like the name, but it has cost me so much problem that I don't even talk about it. I'm a likable person. I'm not boasting about it. The elders have given me, they call me Adauma. I think I prefer that Adauma. Do you understand? So that is it.
Okay, this interview is really an interesting one. So I would love to ask what your most valid asset is.
Asset in the department or
life?
In life.
Every area. What's the most valid asset to you?
Well, if you have people around you, I think that's the best thing. And I think I'm really blessed. I have people around me, both my relations, friends. Like I tell you, my birthday, a friend celebrated my birthday for me. And God has been very faithful to me. I'm a grandmother today. God has been very, very faithful. My mom is alive, even though my dad died 2 years ago. I have good people around me. I have some people everybody cannot like you. If everybody likes you, then you have a problem. I have some people who, for whatever reason, they don't like me, but I don't really bother so much about them. I'm looking at the people that give me positive
energy.
Yes, positive energy.
So what would you love to be remembered for?
Who?
What would you love to be remembered for?
What would I like to be remembered for? I think if you're nice to people, you're kind to people, and you touch so many lives, you'll be remembered. But I like it a lot.
So you'd love to remember to be someone who touched lives, who was kind to people?
And I'm just I'm praying to God that He should give me more money so that I'll touch more lives. I don't want to tell what I do to people because I don't do it public, and I don't want to go public about it. But I'm praying to God that God should give me more resources, more opportunities so that I can touch lives. I want to be remembered as that woman who touched lives, who changed lives, who was a game changer. That when she comes, things will always change. That's the way I want to be remembered.
Okay, you mentioned that you love dancing for this interview.
Yes.
What song do you think we can?
Hey.
Maybe just if we catch you dancing to a song right now, what song do you think that's?
I don't know the names of musicians, but there's this one they say, I don't know. Oh my God.
Anywhere.
You're my best friend. You're the only woman that I like. Something like that. Or
Only fine girl.
only fine. Yeah. Oh, fine.
Okay.
I love it. And then I could be a superwoman. You saw me dancing it.
Yes.
So I love it too. Then I like traditional music, all these high life, what's a debate kind of things. I like it. It all depends on my mood. As a matter of fact, I dance everything.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite sport?
Sports.
Favorite place?
I like swimming. I just learned how to swim and I think I'm enjoying it and I like it.
Okay, so where do you go to relax? Where do you go to have fun?
I like good places like His Great Majesty. I like it. I come here when I have time, when I have good company. I come here.
Okay. So, talking about your research works, I mean, you've gone as far as doctorate at the point. So what research work would you say stood out for you or still stands out till date?
Okay. Well, my PhD work actually did my work on HIV and AIDS and how it affects the elderly people. Well, then HIV was the in thing and it sold out. People talked about it. But there is a paper, one paper that I have more than 2,000 reads, Care of the Elderly in Nigeria. And it's a policy paper. That particular paper has sold out. I have a PhD in social work, but my area of specialty is social gerontology. I'm working with the elderly. And so, because I wrote something about care of the elderly and actually made recommendations what the Nigerian government should do. So people have read that paper a lot. Then another paper too, I did some work in South Africa. I was in South Africa for 4 years. And I noticed that, I looked at the curriculum and I noticed that they have good policies on old people. They even have a grant for old people. But I noticed that most of the curriculum, they don't have the content of gerontology in their curriculum. And so I wrote a paper on linking the broken lines, including introducing gerontology content into South African curriculum in universities. And that is one of my papers too that has actually sold out. Anything I write about the elderly has actually sold out for me. And I feel happy, I feel good, and I feel...
So why the elderly? Why?
Yes. Well, we are aging every day. And I noticed that in most countries, especially African countries, we don't have policies for the elderly. And everybody is getting old every day. So I felt I should put in my voice into that conversation and see whether I can create an impact.
Okay, so that's what that's so...
It's helping me, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this time around, I would love to know about your fears. Do you have fears?
Challenges, I don't want to die young.
Okay.
Well, not as if I'm afraid of being challenged, but it's frightening when you know that you're doing the right thing and somebody comes to challenge you. Yeah.
Okay, and then number 2 is you don't want to die young.
I don't want to die young.
You want to live as... Okay.
100 years plus.
100 plus. Wow, I pray your prayers answered.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, so what do you do for fun aside swimming? Because you mentioned swimming.
I read, I dance. I stay in the company of young people. I like staying in the company of... If you look at all my videos,
yes,
you see me in the company of children, young people. I like staying in the company of young people. And I also like to stay in the company of elderly people. I will send you a video with the elderly people who are my friends. I belong to the Council of Elders of the Senior Staff Club of University of Nigeria. They've made me an assistant member because I talk so much about them, about elderly, and not that they don't know, But they like people reminding them about it and telling them good things about it. So I like to stay in the company of elderly people and young children. I actually don't make friends with my peers. What do they know that I don't know? So I like to relate with the very old people and the young people. You know, when you relate with the young people, you also have this young mind.
Yes. Yeah. So quick one, do you envision yourself holding higher positions in the university?
Well, if the vice chancellor appoints me, why not? I won't say no. One thing I know is that I can't say no to my boss. Yeah.
Since this is okay. So yes, I believe from your relationship so far, you have a lot of young people, Gen Zs especially, who really look up to you. So just a word for them, a word of advice for them.
One thing I tell everybody, anybody, is that if you have a vision, you have to pursue that vision. You don't sit and just think that something will come and meet you on your table. No, nothing will meet you on your table. If you work hard, if you determine, you work hard, you achieve your goal. Most importantly, you must be prayerful.
Take note, guys.
Most importantly, you must be prayerful. But there's a greater being out there that no matter how you walk, you can tell yourself that you want to be minister today or tomorrow. And he says that is not what he wants. So you need to seek his consent. And you can only seek that consent by going closer to him, pray, and then he will lead you.
Oh, shit. 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
By the grace of God, I want to work with the United Nations. I want to do something United Nations.
Still related to social work.
Sure.
I think I like this part, so we should be ending here.
I talk social work. I preach social work. Everything about social work. I love it.
I would love you to tell the audience one thing they don't know about you.
Most people don't know about me is that they don't know I'm a jovial person.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just when Michael sent it to me, I just decided to be very friendly with you. People's first impression about me is that she is mean, she is wicked. Many people have come to apologize to me. Oh, Dr. Tanyi, we are very sorry, we didn't know you're like this. You know, so most people think that I'm a very mean person. But I'm not mean, but I don't want to be taken advantage of. If you take advantage of me, I get very angry. Very angry. So one thing people don't know is that they don't know that I'm a very nice person. I'm a really nice person.
So guys, take note. She is a very jovial person.
I'm a jovial person.
Anywhere you see Pepsi on the road,
just call me Pepsi.
Just call her Pepsi. And if you're not her student, tell her you saw her from my school TV.
Yeah.
It was really wonderful having this interview with you, ma.
Yeah, thank you.
We at My School News appreciate you.